The Drek dominion reigned supreme across three vast galaxies, an empire built upon the bedrock of iron discipline and unparalleled military might. Billions of diverse species bowed in servitude to the authority of the Drek, accepting their harsh laws and resigned to their inferior status. In the Drek world, order was the ultimate principle, every action, no matter how insignificant, subject to absolute control. High Justiciar Valerius, one of the pillars of power within the Dominion, the wielder of countless destinies, was consumed by hubris in the strength and invulnerability of the Drek. He believed no force in the cosmos could ever challenge his empire. Arrogance, ingrained deep in his bones, blinded Valerius to the lurking dangers. Valerius, with his imposing stature and eyes as cold as cosmic ice, held court aboard the Black Citadel, a colossal space station, massive and towering, suspended in the infinite void. The Black Citadel was not merely a military stronghold, but also a symbol of the Drek Dominion's absolute power and inviolability. From his dominant position high above, Valerius gazed down upon Etheria, a mystical cerulean planet, recently discovered by Drek's scouting fleets at the edge of the galaxy. Etheria, a pristine world, veiled in countless mysteries, cloaked in dense primeval forests and majestic mountain ranges. Drek's interest in Etheria was not piqued by its natural beauty, but by the ruins scattered across the planet. Vestiges of an ancient civilization vanished without a trace millennia ago. The Drek believed that Etheria held the key to the lost civilization's superior technologies and powers, secrets that could further solidify the Dominion's dominion and supremacy. An urgent report was just delivered to Valerius's desk, shattering the silence in the vast command chamber. The High Justiciar frowned, his already thin patience beginning to fray. The report stated clearly, a human archaeologist, Anya Petrova, had trespassed into a strictly forbidden archaeological site on Etheria. According to Drek law, enacted by Valerius himself, any act interfering with ancient heritage, whether accidental or deliberate, was considered a heinous crime, deserving of the most severe punishment. Yet, in his heart of hearts, Valerius held no regard for a lesser being like a human. Humans, he mused with contempt, are merely primitive creatures, overly curious, clumsy, and weak. They pose no conceivable threat to the Drek. This is but a minor incident, a negligible nuisance. Nevertheless, to uphold discipline and project the absolute authority of the Drek, Valerius resolved to punish the transgressor. He wanted to send a stern warning to the entire universe. No one is permitted to defy Drek law, regardless of who they are or where they come from. With a cold and decisive tone, Valerius commanded Marshal Jax, commander of the Black Citadel's elite security forces, a Drek warrior of absolute loyalty and terrifying discipline. Marshal Jax, personally lead a squad to Etheria, apprehend that human trespasser. Bring it here. I myself will teach it the meaning of Drek Dominion law and the consequences of daring to challenge our authority. Jax, without a moment's hesitation, immediately obeyed the High Justiciar's command. He clearly understood the gravity of the situation and Valerius's resolve. A squadron of state-of-the-art patrol ships, armed with heavy weaponry, was swiftly dispatched to Etheria, encircling the forbidden archaeological zone and tightening the noose around Anya Petrova. The encirclement and capture were rapid and efficient, encountering no significant resistance. Anya, as an archaeologist, was utterly unprepared for a military confrontation. She knew she stood no chance against the Drek Dominion's overwhelming power. She resigned herself to capture, but in her heart, a sense of bewilderment and frustration welled up. She had come to Etheria solely for her love of archaeology, for her thirst to explore the universe's mysteries, for her desire to understand the distant past of vanished civilizations. She had no intention of violating any laws, let alone challenging anyone. But perhaps, in the eyes of the arrogant Drek Dominion, the mere existence of a human on the forbidden planet Etheria was an unforgivable offense. Anya was escorted onto a Drek patrol vessel, shackled and treated like a dangerous criminal. Throughout the journey back to the Black Citadel, she showed no sign of fear or submission. Her eyes still shone with steadfastness and intelligence, though anxiety about her fate was unavoidable. Upon docking at the Black Citadel, Anya was taken directly to the central sector, where High Justiciar Valerius's interrogation chamber was located. The vast chamber, designed in the Drekka's somber Gothic architectural style, with its polished black stone walls and cold, blue crystal lights, created an atmosphere of solemnity and oppression. High Justiciar Valerius, clad in gleaming black armor and a flowing robe, sat majestically upon his throne, awaiting Anya. As Anya was escorted into the chamber, Valerius slowly raised his head, regarding her with cold disdain and contempt, as if looking at a tiny and harmless insect. "You are Anya Petrova, the human creature who dared to trespass into the sacred forbidden zone of the Drek on planet Etheria?" His voice echoed throughout the chamber, a deep, authoritative sound that sent shivers down the spine. Anya, despite the invisible pressure emanating from Valerius's absolute authority, still held her head high, unwavering. She looked directly into the High Justiciar's cold eyes, responding in a calm and steely voice. "I am Anya Petrova, an archaeologist. I came to Etheria for scientific research, to explore history. I had no intention of trespassing or causing harm to anything belonging to the Drek Dominion, and even less intention of challenging your laws." Valerius scoffed, a contemptuous smile flickering across his angular face. "Scientific research? Exploring history? You humans are merely barbaric creatures, knowing only to desecrate and invade everything you set foot upon. You have violated Drek law, and you will pay the price for your foolishness and arrogance." Anya frowned, unable to conceal her indignation. "Your laws are absurd and short-sighted. I was not informed that the area was forbidden, and even if I had known, I cannot believe that studying history, learning about the past, could be considered a crime." Valerius chuckled dismissively, his tone dripping with mockery. "History? The past? For the Drek Dominion, only the present and the future matter. The past is but a burden, shackles hindering progress, something to be discarded to move forward. You, a lesser being, have no right to judge Drek law. You only have the right to obey and accept just punishment." Valerius waved a hand to signal the guards. "Take the trespasser to the dungeon. Let it contemplate its folly in darkness and solitude." Anya was escorted into the Black Citadel's dungeon. The heavy steel door slammed shut behind her, plunging her into absolute darkness and eerie silence. The dungeon was damp, frigid, with only a faint, flickering light hanging high on the ceiling, insufficient to dispel the encompassing night. Anya sat down on the cold stone floor, attempting to compose herself. She knew she was in the lion's den, fallen into the hands of a brutal and arrogant empire. Her fate now rested entirely in the hands of High Justiciar Valerius and the Drek Dominion. However, despite her worry and unease, deep within her heart, Anya maintained her steadfastness and belief in justice. She could not accept the injustice, the tyranny, and the arrogance of the Drek. She believed that, even in the direst of circumstances, humanity could still find the strength to fight for freedom and justice. While being escorted to the interrogation chamber, Anya had secretly activated a clandestine communication device concealed within her archaeological necklace. This device was a special gift that Ronan Stone, her beloved husband, had secretly crafted and given her before her trip to Etheria. Ronan, a former intelligence operative with the alias Nightshade, was an expert in technology and combat skills, always concerned for Anya's safety during her dangerous archaeological expeditions. The distress signal from Anya's communicator was encoded with a special protocol, decipherable and understandable only by Ronan. The message was short but contained all the urgent information. I'm captured. Black Citadel. Drek. In a hidden corner of the vast cosmos, aboard a state-of-the-art stealth spacecraft named Shadow Hawk, cloaked within a cosmic dust cloud, Ronan Stone received Anya's emergency signal. He was living a secluded, peaceful life, having left behind the treacherous and secretive world of espionage to enjoy simple happiness with his beloved wife. But when Anya's distress signal sounded, Ronan's heart felt as if it had been crushed. He knew Anya was in real danger. His warrior instincts, loyalty to his comrades, and above all, the deep love for Anya surged powerfully within him, compelling him to act immediately. Ronan summoned Vanguard Squad, an elite unit of special operatives he had once trained and commanded in the most perilous clandestine missions of the past. They were seasoned soldiers, talented technicians, masters of strategy and infiltration, always ready to face any challenge, unafraid to sacrifice themselves for their comrades and for justice. Reaper, a sharpshooter extraordinaire with eyes as keen as a hawk, never missing a target, always maintaining composure and coldness in any situation. Big Mike, a demolition expert with a physique as burly as a bear and extraordinary strength, always ready to clear the way for his comrades with earth-shattering explosions. But beneath his gruff exterior lay a warm heart and a mischievous grin. Doc, a former combat medic with profound medical knowledge, golden hands capable of saving anyone's life, and the almost icy composure of a scientist, always holding the rear as a solid support for the squad. And finally, Ghost, an infiltration and technology specialist, a master of disguise and shadow melding, who could hack any computer system, disable any security device, vanish like a phantom, and reappear unexpectedly like a nightmare. Ronan swiftly formulated a daring and perilous plan: infiltrate the Black Citadel, rescue Anya, and deliver a fatal blow to the Drek Dominion's arrogance, making them pay the price for their tyranny and brutality. Time was running out. Anya was imprisoned in the enemy's dungeon, every passing moment potentially worsening her situation. Vanguard Squad began preparations for the rescue mission. They equipped themselves with the most advanced weaponry, from plasma pulse rifles to razor-sharp nano daggers, from EMP grenades disabling electronics to ultralight stealth armor. Ghost gathered every piece of intelligence on the Black Citadel, from structural schematics to security systems, from the location of the prisoner detention sector to the direct defense forces. Reaper prepared ammunition and sniper rifles, calculated trajectories, and hiding positions. Big Mike loaded his backpack with explosives and plastic charges, ready to create explosions that would shake the entire Black Citadel. Doc checked medical equipment, preparing for any potential casualties. All were intensely focused, each with a task, coordinating smoothly and seamlessly like a perfect war machine. "This is the most dangerous mission we've ever undertaken," Ronan said in a stern tone, his gaze sweeping across each member of the squad. "The Black Citadel is not only the Drekka's most fortified space station, but also a symbol of their power and invulnerability. Infiltrating it is tantamount to suicide. But we have no other choice. Anya is there, and we will not abandon her." Reaper, with his perpetually cold expression, spoke. "Then we shall turn this suicide mission into a successful suicide mission." The whole squad silently agreed, their eyes gleaming with determination and steadfastness, ready to face any challenge, overcome any danger to accomplish the mission to rescue Anya and retaliate against the arrogant Drek Dominion. The race against time had begun. The Shadow Hawk approached the Black Citadel stealthily, utilizing its advanced cloaking technology and agile maneuverability in space. Ghost, with skillful hands and a genius mind, swiftly infiltrated the Black Citadel's central computer system, disabling the complex electronic defense systems, deactivating surveillance cameras, and clearing a path for Vanguard Squad to infiltrate the space station's interior. They landed in the maintenance bay, a sector less frequently patrolled and controlled, but still fraught with hidden dangers. From here, Vanguard Squad began their perilous journey through the labyrinthine corridors and vast chambers of the Black Citadel, delving deep into the Drek Dominion's center of power. Drek soldiers, well-trained warriors equipped with modern weaponry, quickly detected Vanguard Squad's intrusion. Alarm sirens wailed deafeningly throughout the Black Citadel, signaling a state of emergency. Drek security forces swarmed to attack Vanguard Squad, determined to prevent the intruders from penetrating further. But they underestimated their opponents. Vanguard Squad, under Ronan's masterful leadership and courage, coupled with each member's superior combat skills, quickly overwhelmed the Drek defense forces. In the dark and narrow corridors, Reaper concealed himself in the shadows, picking off Drek soldiers from afar with absolute precision shots, taking them down before they even realized the danger. Big Mike, like a raging beast, charged into the enemy ranks, crushing all obstacles with extraordinary strength and earth-shattering explosions, paving the way for his comrades to advance. Doc, always providing rear support, both treated his comrades' wounds and employed jamming weapons to disrupt enemy formations. Ghost, like an invisible phantom, moved nimbly in the darkness, disabling traps and security systems, providing accurate intelligence to his comrades, and sometimes unexpectedly appearing from behind enemy lines, taking them down silently and efficiently. Ronan, with his plasma pulse rifle in hand, led Vanguard Squad directly towards the prisoner detention sector, where Anya was being held captive. The corridors became increasingly dense with Drek soldiers, the enemy's resistance growing fiercer. Marshal Jax, commander of the Black Citadel security forces, personally led an elite squadron, desperately trying to halt Vanguard Squad's advance. A fierce, uncompromising battle erupted in the main corridor leading to the prisoner detention sector. Plasma bolts ripped through the air, explosions reverberated, smoke and fire billowed. The entire corridor shook violently. Jax, an elite Drek warrior, a master of tactics and close-quarters combat, faced Ronan head-on, the valiant leader of Vanguard Squad. Two men, two civilizations, two wills, clashed in a life-or-death duel, a fateful collision deciding Anya's fate and the fate of the entire Drek Dominion. While Ronan and Jax were fiercely engaged, Big Mike, with Ghost's assistance, blasted open the prison cell door where Anya was being held. Anya, despite being imprisoned in harsh conditions, maintained her optimistic spirit and the clear mind of a scientist. She had observed and memorized every detail of the detention sector, identified weaknesses in the security systems, and secretly devised an escape plan. When Vanguard Squad breached the prison, Anya was ready to coordinate her actions, using her archaeological knowledge to discover secret passages, hidden tunnels, abandoned ventilation systems, guiding her comrades through the encirclement of Drek soldiers. The battle between Ronan and Jax reached its climax. Ronan, with his extensive combat experience and unwavering determination to save his wife, overcame Jax in a dramatic and dangerous duel. Jax, Marshal of the Drek Dominion, fell beneath Ronan's nanodagger, marking the collapse of the Black Citadel's final defense line. Vanguard Squad freed Anya from her prison cell, and together, they fought valiantly to escape the Black Citadel, which was now shaking with alarms and widespread chaos. High Justiciar Valerius, from the Central Command Chamber, witnessing the complete collapse of the Black Citadel's defense system, the humiliating defeat of the elite Drek forces before a small group of Earthlings, could not believe his eyes. His inherent arrogance and confidence shattered completely, giving way to utter horror and fury. He could not accept defeat, and even less tolerate those lesser beings mocking Drek power. In despair and madness, Valerius ordered the activation of the Black Citadel's self-destruct system, determined to destroy the enemy along with himself and erase all traces of this humiliating failure. But Ghost, who was always secretly monitoring Valerius's every move, anticipated his final act. Ghost swiftly intervened, deactivating the self-destruct system before it could activate, and seizing control of the Black Citadel, turning this colossal space station into Vanguard Squad's hostage. Vanguard Squad, with Anya safely in tow, escaped the Black Citadel aboard a Drek shuttle, leaving behind a ruined space station, a scattered military force, and a Drek dominion reeling from this earth-shattering event. The mighty Drek fleet was mobilized, relentlessly pursuing Vanguard Squad. But with Ronan's superb piloting skills and the Shadow Hawk's superior stealth capabilities, they successfully escaped, disappearing into the infinite space, leaving behind a legacy that reverberated throughout the galaxy. News of Vanguard Squad's audacious infiltration, spectacular rescue, and improbable victory spread at light speed across the cosmos. The Drek Dominion, hitherto revered as invincible, tasted for the first time the bitter flavor of defeat and crushing humiliation. Their age-old arrogance had paid a heavy price. They bitterly realized that, no matter how advanced their science and technology, no matter how formidable their military might, they could not conquer humanity's indomitable spirit, unwavering will, and fierce love. In the aftermath of the Black Citadel incident, the Drek Dominion was forced to change its perception of humanity. They no longer dared to underestimate or disregard the lesser beings from Earth. Other powers in the universe, from mighty empires to rebel organizations, from giant trading corporations to mysterious alien races, also began to reassess humanity's hidden strength and unpredictability. The legend of Vanguard Squad, of Nightshade Ronan Stone, the man who dared to challenge a mighty empire for love, of archaeologist Anya Petrova, the resilient woman who did not yield to tyranny, became an endless source of inspiration for the underdog, the oppressed, and a constant source of terror for tyrants and despots. Humanity, once again, asserted its place on the galactic stage, not through military might or superior technology, but through courage, intelligence, love, and the undying HFY spirit, unyielding and unshakable. And the tale of Anya Petrova's rescue, of Vanguard Squad's victory over the Drek Dominion, would be told and retold for generations to come, becoming an indispensable part of cosmic history, a powerful testament to humanity's extraordinary strength, and a stern warning to all tyrannical, arrogant powers who always believe themselves invincible.